Hey guys, Merry Monday! Welcome to our kitchen. I'm the penguin.
I'm the chef.
And I just noticed that I always talk with my arms. It's like, ta-da! I don't know why I do that. Like, ta-da! Anyway, it's really late at night here, so I know this video is going to go up late, but I was supposed to get this raisin custard pie up yesterday, and well, I woke up with a major kink in my back, so it wasn't a great day, so I ended up doing a biofreeze rub and a heating pad, and I woke up feeling a lot better. But we've had a lot of stuff to do today. We went and exercised, went to Walmart, went and got a gift card for Niecy since she won the giveaway. Congratulations again, Niecy. And got that in the mail, and just, you know, everyday life things that you need to take care of. So we're here to make a pie now. So just going to do this in bits and pieces. Right now I have 3 eggs sitting out at room temperature to get to room temperature. I've got my 9-inch deep dish pie plate right here. And I have my pie crust. So I'm going to pre-bake my pie shell. I've got my oven preheated to 450 degrees. I'm going to put this in the pie plate and, you know, do a little sprucing up like we do. I'm going to put it in the oven and let it bake for 10 to 12 minutes. So that way our pie shell is already done. So as soon as I get that done, then I will be back and we'll work on the next steps.
What kind of pie are we making?
I'm making that raisin custard cream pie for Darlene.
Raisin custard cream pie for Darlene?
Yeah?
I can't have any. I'm on a diet. I love raisin pie and I love your custard pie.
That's too bad.
This sucks, Darlene. This really sucks. I'm just teasing. I'm still going to try a bite of it. I did good all day long. I haven't cheated at all, so I'm going to have a bite.
Yes, he's gonna have a very small piece of the raisin custard pie. Now, you know, I looked online and I tried to find recipes for a pie like this. They had raisin custard pie recipes, but it didn't look anything like what a raisin custard pie should look like. So we're just doing a kind of a combination between a raisin custard and a raisin cream pie. So Penguin just did a little scientific stuff in the kitchen, and we're just going to give this a whirl and see how it turns out. So I've got the recipe wrote down the way I think it should be, and we'll talk about that as soon as I get the pie crust going. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. The pie crust is done and sitting on the stove. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to soak some raisins. So I've got a 1 cup measuring cup here, and we're going to fill it up with 1 cup of raisins, or a little bit over, because you know how raisins are. They go where they want to, when they want to. So we're just going to get about 1 cup of raisins in here. Yummy, yummy raisins. All right. So I've got my bowl here, and I'm going to put my 1 cup of raisins in here. Now, in this cup, I've got 1 cup of water. I'm going to stick this in the microwave for about 2 minutes. And once it's done, I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to pour it over these raisins so we can soak them, because we want the raisins to be plump and juicy. We don't want dried bits of raisin in our pie. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be right back.
You got the camera on?
No, it's not on.
I cannot believe you're making this pie when I can't eat any of it.
Well, get over it.
Why should I get over it?
Because it's National Get Over It Day.
Oh, great.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, I thought you said the camera was off.
Fool you. Joke's on you. Anyway, because when we started the video, it was technically March 8th, which is International Women's Day, or Woman's Day, however you want to say it. So, happy belated International Women's Day to all of those that I didn't have a chance to say that to earlier. But now it's a new day because it's after midnight. And today is actually National Barbie Day, National Get Over It Day, and National Meatball Day, International Meatball Day. So, all the more reason for you to go to check out our meatball video, which I'll put a link to in the description box below. Because
and the giant meatball.
If you want some yummy meatballs on National Meatball Day.
Or spaghetti bomb.
What a better day to do it. Okay, we've got some steamy water here. And I'm going to pour it over our 1 cup of raisins.
Didn't you say one of our viewers just sent you a picture of the meatballs she made from our recipe?
Yeah, Krabby Crafter actually made our meatballs, and she said they were incredible. So we appreciate that. She had sent me a message letting me know, so we do appreciate that very much. Yeah. We always like to hear positive feedback.
Yes. Or negative if you're just...
Yeah, we take constructive criticism. If you don't like them, say they suck. But tell us how we can improve them.
I know she's about the 8th or 9th one now who's made used our recipes and said they really enjoyed them, so I'm happy. Yeah,
we're always happy when somebody tries our recipe and they like them. So, okay, I've got my raisins soaking here in some water, and I'm going to let them soak for a few minutes. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to put these off to the side for just a minute. I need to actually move them off of this tablecloth. Hang on a minute, guys. Okay, this is very informal, so you guys know me. You've known me so long now, it really doesn't matter, does it? You know that I'm full of flaws. There's not many people that are more flawed than I am. Oh, the chef says he is, but he's full of baloney.
See?
What? What, that you're full of baloney? Is that your flaw?
I'm flawed.
You're flawed because you're full of baloney? Ah. Okay, over here I've taken 3 eggs that I had sitting out at room temperature, and I didn't bore you cracking them on camera. So I've got my 3 egg yolks here and my 3 egg whites here. Now, this pie is optional. If you want to put a meringue on top of it, you can, or you don't have to. Because we're trying to cut out as many sugars as we can, I probably won't put a meringue on it, but yet I've not completely decided on that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and keep these egg whites here just in case. Now, for the creamy custard part of this pie, we're going to put some ingredients in our pan here and try to get this started. And hoping that everything turns out just exactly the way that we want it to. So, but you know, it's all trial and error. That's how you make up new recipes, right? You get something in your mind, and Darlene said, I'm putting in 1 cup of sugar. Darlene had said, when I made my custard pie, she said that her grandma used to make something like a raisin custard pie. So, you know, there's a couple of raisin custard pies out there, but they just don't seem to be that tasteful or not anything that I would particularly want. So I kind of took some of our methods from, you know, like my grandma and my mom and things that they used to do, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and kind of creating our own. That's what we're doing today. Anyway, I've got my 1 cup of sugar in here. Now I just need about 1/8 a teaspoon of salt, which isn't much. So I'm not even going to try to measure it. I'm just going to do a few shakes of salt in my pan. That ought to be plenty. Don't need a whole lot of salt. And we're going to do, since I can find it, my cornstarch. We're going to do about 3.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I've got the camera facing the other way actually, because I thought it might be better for you guys to see, but hopefully it works out well this way. We're trying to learn better methods of different stuff all the time, but okay. There's 3, and we're just going to do about half a tablespoon. That ought to be good. 3.5 tablespoons. Sorry about the clank, 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 clank. Wouldn't be a kitchen if you didn't make a lot of noise. So I'm going to take my whisk, and I'm just going to kind of stir this around a little bit. Get the cornstarch mixed in with the sugar. Now, a traditional custard pie normally just uses milk. But we want it to be more creamy. We want it to be a creamy custard. So we're going to be doing some heavy whipping cream in this one also. So if you don't have heavy whipping cream, then you can certainly use all milk for this one. Okay, so another thing that I'm going to add, because most custard pies have nutmeg. So we're just going to do a little bit because nutmeg is kind of overpowering. We know that. We're just going to do a little. Just about 4 or 5 shakes of nutmeg in there. And give it another little stir. If you don't like the flavor of nutmeg, you can leave it out. If you'd rather have cinnamon, put you some cinnamon in it. Like we always say, we just give you the base recipe. You want to change it around and make it your own, then by all means do that. That's what it's all about. What it's all about. Okay, now to this, what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of cups of milk. So I'm going to grab my milk. A fresh 1/2 gallon. It's never been opened yet. And we're going to add in, here goes 1 cup of milk and 2 cups of milk. Get that in there. This is going to be a nice full pie. So how's everybody doing? Have you had a great Monday? Has it been good? Is any of our viewers excited for Tubby Tracker Tuesday? Do you think we've lost any weight? Because we honestly don't know. We can only hope so because we've been, for the most part, minding our P's and Q's. You know, yesterday was supposed to be our carb cycling day, where we increase our carb intake, but we're so into this different lifestyle now that we really didn't want to go overboard. So we just treated ourselves to a few fries a piece, and that was the end of our bonus for the day. Okay, now I've got my milk in there. I'm going to add just about 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. Make it a little bit more creamy because we like creamy, yummy pies for sure. So we've got that in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to take this over to the stove. I've got my saucepan's about a medium gauge here. We're going to take it over to the stove. We're going to start heating this up, and we want to start thickening it. When it gets thickened a little bit, we're going to temper our egg yolks that I have over here. But I'll take you guys along the way, and you guys will see every step of this. So, oh, and one other thing that I needed to add in real quick is I just wanted to add a splash of vanilla. So we're just going to do just a splash of vanilla. Probably about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. That's all we're going to add in there. So let's get this over to the stove and let's start cooking. Okay, if you guys can see, I've got my crust sitting back there just waiting for the pie. And here's our saucepan. And hang on a second, let me grab a whisk. Okay, now we've got this on medium heat now. During this process, you want to stir it non-stop. I mean, this is one of those things that anytime you make a custard or anything, you want to stir it because you've got your cornstarch in there. And like I've said before in videos, you don't want that cornstarch sticking to the bottom. You don't want this scorching. So we're just going to stir. We're just going to keep stirring until it gets thick and bubbly. And then we're going to take it off the heat and we're going to temper our eggs. So as soon as it gets to that point where it starts to bubble and we're going to get ready to temper, then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so you can see our custard now. It's starting to get thicker and it's bubbling. You can see that down in there. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to shut my burner off for a minute. And I'm going to move you guys back a little bit. We're going to take it off the burner. Now what I'm going to do is I've got my eggs right here in this little bowl, and I'm going to take just a scoop of my mixture, and you want to kind of do it quick, and I'm going to pour this into here real quick like, and I'm going to stir. This is tempering our eggs because we don't want scrambled eggs in our stuff. So I'm stir. Get these tempered. Sorry, I only have a little work surface to work with and 2 hands, so kind of winging it over here. I'm just stirring my eggs up with that mix. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back over to my burner and I'm going to pour the eggs in. And as I'm pouring the eggs in, I'm going to stir, stir, stir. Because we don't want scrambled eggs. Get all of our eggs out of there. Stir, stir, stir. Just keep that all incorporated. Make sure it's all getting mixed around as my pan's turning around on me. All right, let's see if we can get the rest of this out of here. Just a little bit. All right. I think that's good. Get this all stirred up and mixed around. Now I'm going to let this cook here and let it bubble for probably about 2 to 3 minutes. I want to make sure that egg's good and cooked in there. And it's nice and thick. That's what we want. We want nice and thick. Let it cook. When my 2 to 3 minutes is up, I'll bring you guys back. Now it's bubbling real good. And you want to be careful. I took it off the heat for a minute, went over to the sink, and I drained my raisins. So now I'm going to drop in my 1 cup of raisins. And we're going to come back and, like I said, be careful because it will splatter out at you. So don't get too close to it because we don't want you to get burnt. So now I've got my raisins in here. We're going to let this go for about another minute. Good and thick. Our raisins have plumped up. You can smell the nutmeg a little bit. You can smell the vanilla. This is going to be one yummy, yummy, yummy pie. So as soon as my minute is up, I'm going to take it off the burner and I'll meet you guys over at the table and we're going to pour this into our crust. Okay, we've got that minute up. Now, I talked to the hubby. Oh, one more thing we need to do real quick. I've got 4 tablespoons of butter that I've cut up and I'm just going to put it in the pan here. We're just going to stir that all around until the butter melts. Because you can't go wrong with a little butter, yes. Everybody knows we all need a little butter in our life. So we're going to stir that around and let that melt. But yeah, I thought it was kind of humorous that today is National Get Over It Day. So use that to your advantage. Get over it. That's what they say, right? Get over it. Yeah. It's National Barbie Doll Day, National Get Over It Day, and National Meatball Day. So, I don't know. We took the rest of our meatballs, what we had left, which wasn't much, and put it in the freezer. So we thought, well, if we want just a small helping of spaghetti with our carbonara noodles one night, we can just take out those meatballs and boil us some noodles and have a quick meal. But anyway, I'm just trying to be, actually, I think because we've did this diet similar before, we're not having, surprisingly, not having as hard of a time as we thought. And I really think it's because we were feeling so miserable physically. And now we're starting to feel a little better, that is our motivation to keep us going because yeah, having those keto buns, that helps a great deal because we're human and we still get that craving for fast food. But you take those buns with you and you don't have anything to worry about. You just take everything off of the bun that they give you, and unless it's something that's heavily breaded or, you know, something like that. Okay, ladies, what we're going to do now is I'm going to bring my pie crust over here. You're okay, Chef. Come on down and join the party.
I want a shamrock shake.
You want a shamrock shake?
Yeah, I can't have one.
Throw my pot holders over there. And I think you guys can see me, but we're going to pour this in there. And I don't know if I already told you or not, but me and the chef opted not to do a meringue on this pie so we can cut out some extra sugar. So we are not going to be doing meringue on this one. So look at all those raisins in there. Woo-wee! Got lots of raisins in it. The reason we say that, it comes with a very long story. And Not a super long story, but it comes with the story of somebody that was near and dear to my heart that's not with us anymore. And I will share that. I'll share that with you guys at some point. I'm going to set my pan down over here. And like we do with the traditional, since me and the chef are not going to be doing the meringue, I'm just going to come back with just a tad bit more of nutmeg. Not much, just a little. And we're just going to top off with a little dash of nutmeg. So this is a great pie for the fall. I mean, it's good anytime when it's cold outside, but I would think so anyway. Like I said, this is the first time making one like this. So we're hoping it's going to turn out. Can I have a pot holder, please? Yeah. If you don't mind. Anyway, obviously with any pie that's made like this, it's going to have time to set up a little bit before we cook it. So I'm going to let it sit out for probably about 15 minutes or so. And then after that, I'm going to cover it and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to refrigerate it for probably about an hour, maybe 2 hours. And then after that, I'll take it out and cut it. And we'll show you guys what it looks like. So we'll be back when we get to that point. Oh, and I did want to say, though, if you did want to make the meringue, take your egg whites, which we're going to microwave those, and those are going to go to our dogs. But if you did want to make the meringue, get you a nice clean bowl that has no residue in it. Put your egg whites in there and start beating them. When they start to form peaks, take a 1/4 cup of sugar and slowly add the sugar in, and also about a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And then beat them until stiff peaks form. Spread it over the top of the pie, and I would say put it in your oven for about at 350 degrees for probably about 15 minutes. And that ought to brown your meringue up nicely if you wanted to put a meringue on top of it at this point. So just wanted to add that in there before I forgot. Okay, guys, there you go. That is the raisin cream custard pie. Now, mind you, like I said, this is without the meringue. You can add meringue to it if you want to. So, Darlene, I hope this is something like what you were looking for. We're going to get ready to cut this and put it on a plate so we can show you what the inside looks like. Okay, guys, there you go. You can see all those raisins in there.
A lot of raisins. Lots
of raisins in there. Nice creamy pie, custardy pie, with just a smidge of nutmeg. And let's see if I can show you what the inside looks like. See all the raisins on the inside. I cut it kind of sloppy, I know, but it's like 3 o'clock in the morning now, so we're in a little bit of a hurry. I have to edit this and get it uploaded, so.
20 after 3, actually.
Yeah. So, but here again is the side view, if you can see that real close. And yes, the chef said that he wanted to take a little piece. He wanted to take a little bite, so
we'll try a bite.
I'm going to go ahead and let him taste it and give us his thoughts on it, since it's a new creation. Something I've never made before.
Oh man, good.
Is it good?
Very good.
Well, it's got the chef's approval.
Oh yeah. If you like custard pies, man, this is really good. I want to take another bite, man.
No, you can't have any more. Tomorrow's Tubby Tracker. Well, today is officially Tubby Tracker Tuesday, so. All right, guys. Well, Darlene, I hope that this helps you out. I hope it's what you're looking for. I will put the recipe in the description box below. And we will see you guys in a few hours. Yeah. Well, tonight. We'll see you in a video tonight for Tubby Tracker Tuesday. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys. Sleep well.
Bye-bye.